Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? We are back for another Halloween movie. And of course, happy Halloween. How's it going? Are you enjoying your Halloween today? Well, today we are obviously reviewing Halloween 2018. And this is like the second movie in its timeline because of course we have one in 2018. Just skip over to the Thorn trilogy and all of the other shit. So Michael is no longer related to Laurie. There was no Jamie and none of this other fun stuff. But this movie was released on October 19th, 2018. We had almost a 9-year gap where there was no Halloween movies being released at all because the last movie to be released was Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and that was in 2009, and this movie came out in 2018. So 9 years where we were not sure if there were going to be another release of Halloween on the big screen ever again. Then, one fateful day in May of 2017, Halloween gets announced, and we are here now for this movie review. This might be very controversial, but I really don't care. I think that Halloween 2018 is a perfect sequel. Yep, I think it's better than Halloween 2, and I think it's a lot fucking better than Rob Zombie's Halloween. This is also the first movie since Halloween 3 to have John Carpenter and Deborah Hill helping produce it, so you already know this is going to be good. So, let's just get right into the summary. This movie takes place 40 years after the events of 1978, because it has been 40 years at this point since 1978. Michael's been in jail the whole time, and Laurie has had a kid, and then also had a grandkid, and she is dealing with the trauma of what happened in all those years ago, and so she basically fortified her home, and the trauma has basically consumed her, and she's gone not crazy, but she's become an alcoholic and has been waiting for Michael's escape. He's getting transported to a new facility and ends up escaping, and yeah, goes on a killing spree, and we get a fateful reunion with Michael and Laurie. Basic summary, you know how it goes, short and sweet, but I saw this movie in theaters and I fucking loved it. I thought the characters were amazing, that they were fleshed out, and I thought they were really well acted, which I think made them even better. This is also my favorite timeline for the Halloween movies. I don't think that's too big of a take, because this movie and how it sets up is, I think, really good. The kills in this movie do rival or surpass Rob Zombie's Halloween in brutalness and how bloody they can be. So if you're squeamish to that, this might not be the movie for you, because some of the kills in this movie can be a little bloody, just a tad bit. I always like to touch on this throughout all the Halloween movies, but Michael's mask. I think Michael's mask in this movie, and again, might seem very controversial, I think this is the best mask that the Halloween franchise in a whole has ever had. I think it's perfect. I think that the makeup artists and people who made this mask did an amazing job of recreating the 1978 mask and making it look like it is 40 years old and it's just been sitting in an evidence locker. It looks beautiful, perfect. I mean, look at it. How can you not tell me this mask is not amazing? Then the score of this movie and the camera work were, oh my god, they were. John Carpenter does an amazing job, of course, on the music, and it fits so well with the actual visuals, and they do such a good job with the camera work. And something that sticks out to me very much is there's one 4-minute long shot that is so cool and so impressive that they actually ended up doing that. They do a great job with the suspense and horror in this movie. There's one scene at the very end of the movie, not one scene, but one whole part that is super suspenseful, and you just do not know what's going to happen at all, and it was just super awesome. Also, Michael is very intimidating in this movie. He feels like he's been locked up for 40 years, like he obviously has, and he is just fucking pissed off, and he is ready to kill. All the kills in the movie feel brutal. They all feel like he just super pissed off and enraged, and they're all just awesome kills. He feels like he's just letting everything out. With everything considered, I think you already know what Halloween 2018 will be, but I will just come out and say it, and Halloween 2018 is, of course, a 10 out of 10. I don't think that surprised anybody. What can I say? It is truly the perfect sequel, but it is now time to get into the spoiler section, and if you have not seen this movie, I highly, 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 highly recommend getting the fuck out of here, going to watch this movie and coming back because this movie is amazing. So if you have not seen this movie, get the fuck out of here. Go. With them gone, let's get right into this amazing shit. Kicking everything off, I thought the podcasters were just okay. I thought it was a good entrance into the new world because we haven't been here in 40 years, and I think they did a great job of reintroducing us and keeping us updated and telling us what has happened over the 40 years, so we are caught up to date. Them as characters I really didn't care for, and I thought their deaths were super fucking cool, and I thought the guy's death was very brutal, so props to Michael on that. Then on to Michael's doctor. I wasn't the biggest fan of him, but obviously they didn't want us to be a big fan of him. They want us to be suspicious of him, and for a good reason, because he's actually the reason why Michael escaped the bus. Michael didn't do anything. It was the doctor that did it. Then near the end, I thought the twist with him wasn't really necessary, and it was just, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite thing in the world. It was just very mid. But thankfully, it didn't really matter too much because Michael kills him off like 5 minutes later. So Michael, man, he's just cleaning the house today. How could I almost forget? Without the doctor, Michael and Laurie would have never been reunited because Laurie already thinks that Michael wants to kill Laurie, but Michael really just wants to go home, and the doctor is the one that brings Michael to Laurie. So props to the doctor for that one. Michael also gets to Laurie's house, and he's looking around. He's like, I guess I'll kill you guys too. Why not? We also get some very cool callbacks to the original Halloween, and then they also have some foreshadowing for the next movie as well that I did not realize until my most recent watch of Halloween last night. Like, obviously, the thing we all noticed was when Laurie's granddaughter's at school, and she looks out the window, and instead of seeing Michael, she sees Laurie. Very cool callback to the original movie. But something that most people might not have noticed, and I only just picked up on, is in the long 4-minute shot when Michael's walking around, it's very, very small, but when Michael's walking down the street, it pans over like a tiny bit, and you can see the nurse and the doctor in Halloween Kills getting into their car, and they're already ready for the Halloween party that happens when they're with Tommy Doyle and all of them at the bar. So something very cool, very small that I didn't have to include, but just the attention to detail is amazing. Something this movie does very well that I think most Halloween movies have a hard time doing is making me care about the characters. Like, Oscar's character I thought was okay, and I thought his death was a little impactful, and I think he's probably the smallest example of that. Something very interesting is the police characters because they're the ones that were guarding Laurie's house near the end of the movie that got killed off, but the older man is a very famous makeup artist, and the younger man is an actual detective. Yeah, he's not even an actor at all. Neither of them are actors. They're like normal people, and they do such a great job of acting, and the banter between them, I love it. They are just amazing characters, and I'm sad they got killed off so early. And of course, Julian, the little kid that almost stole the movie away from me. This kid was amazing. I loved him. He was hilarious. He was probably the funniest thing in the whole movie. I really, really hope they bring him back for more scenes and later down the line because he's fucking hilarious. That, of course, brings me to the next point, and that is I think this movie knew how to balance itself very well. Obviously, this movie is first and foremost a horror movie, but then also it is a movie about trauma and how that can affect you and the people around you. But then also they knew how to balance comedy in very well. They didn't add too much of it in, and it was only placed in at very specific points. But back onto the trauma aspect, it was something I very enjoyed in this movie. I thought it was something that was super cool, and that I thought Laurie did very well, because the trauma aspect is obviously more around Laurie because she's the one that has that trauma from what happened with Michael. And I thought Jamie Lee Curtis did a really good job of acting with that, and I thought that Jimmy's daughter and granddaughter also had a good job acting off of that as well. The way they were acting, it just feels real because it feels like something that could happen in real life, and if it did, that's how a survivor would act with alcoholism, with being prepared for him to escape. That's something that I feel like would be something that would actually happen. So props to David Gordon Green because it just fits this movie like a glove. Then, of course, the end fight scene with Laurie was perfect. I think it was filled with suspense and horror in all of the right places. You never knew where Michael was going to pop up, if he would pop up from under the floorboards, or if he'd pop up from in a fucking closet, or in the fucking mannequin stands. You never knew where Michael was going to be. My only gripe with this movie is when they lock him in the basement and they light the place on fire. We obviously knew Halloween Kills was coming out, so we pretty much knew that Michael was not going to die, but again, that's just hindsight being 2020. in the end, I love this movie, and I hope you do too. And if you didn't, if you hate this movie, I hope that I changed your opinion just a tiny bit on this movie. Now, let's mark off our final Halloween movie on Halloween Day. Halloween 2018 is officially done. And then that also means that concludes our Halloween timelines. Everything is done. I mean, Halloween Ends is obviously not done because the movie's not even out yet. But I will cover that movie when it comes out. And everything else is done. So I really do hope you guys enjoyed this 11-day marathon I did. And if you didn't, well, I don't know. Go look a tree. I don't know. What do you want me to say? I don't know. But on a serious note, though, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this because it was a lot of work and a lot of time. So I really do hope you took something out of it and enjoyed it. All right. And then I also hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, leave a like, comment what you thought about it, and comment if I changed your mind at all. Subscribe because if you don't, on Halloween night, Michael will come to your house and just go on a fucking killing rampage, dude. Just kill you, your whole entire family, not your baby, because Michael, he at least has a tiny bit of humanity left in him for babies. So, if you have a baby in your house, not the baby, but everyone else. Also, again, happy Halloween. Stay safe tonight. If you guys are doing anything, I hope you have a great time on Halloween night. Go watch a Halloween movie. Maybe not 6 or Resurrection, but one of the other ones. Go watch one of the other ones. I hope you have a fan-fucking-tastic day. I will see you tomorrow for Monday's video, and deuces.